So it certainly seems like Ubisoft is not ready to give up on Assassin's Creed Shadows just yet. We have a brand new roadmap that has just been released. We're going to watch the full video. Thank you to Ubisoft for providing me these assets early to bring you guys this video. But yeah, I mean, it seems like they're bringing us the heat whenever it comes to the roadmap. We've got a new expansion coming out called Claws of Awaji. There's regular content updates and just a bunch of stuff. Let's get it going. Let's see what Ubisoft has done.
Greetings, Assassin. My name is Simon.
Are they cooking?
Director on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
And I'm Dan, community developer.
Hello, Dan.
Assassin's Creed Shadows launched about a month ago, and it's been thrilling to see millions of you enjoying the game.
But
Quebec, as well as all of our partners around the world.
The music is pretty solid in this game.
Journey, I want to extend a big, heartfelt thank you.
Let me check on audio for you guys.
But the launch of the game is only the beginning. Now we turn our eyes towards the future and review in this first video
post-launch content,
post-launch plans. Between new free quests, specific features updates, codex update, special collaborations, and community-driven improvements, our journey together in feudal Japan has only just begun.
First and foremost, we have our first expansion, Claws of Awaji.
Claws of Awaji,
year, which is free for all of you who pre-ordered the game.
So I'd like to just briefly talk about that. Obviously, Claws of Awaji is free if you pre-order. I'm curious to see if they announce the pricing for if you haven't pre-ordered it. So perhaps we should look that up. You'll not receive the expansion as a free bonus, but what's the price though? Okay, I don't think they've actually announced the price release date, so they have announced the price yet. I'm sure we'll learn more about that, but if you did pre-order the game, then you will receive the Claws of Awaji expansion, which I'm really curious to see what this expansion is going to be about. You know, I've got my suspicions, which we'll talk about in just a bit, but yeah, let's get into the rest of the video.
Opens up the island.
Hopefully the audio is good.
To explore, which continues the story of Naue and Yasuke after Shadow's epilogue ends. You can expect new abilities, new enemies, and a brand new weapon exclusive to Naue, the bow staff.
The bow staff, ooh.
Claws of Awaji.
See, okay, well, let's finish.
Later this year. The question is, what else can you expect until then?
Okay, before we jump into that, I'm really curious. Like, it definitely seems like they're leaning more on like the mystical side of things. So I'm curious to like, maybe they lean more on like Japanese mythology. You know how like the other Assassin's Creed games, they definitely leaned on, you know, the more like mythical side. I believe it was Assassin's Creed Valhalla that had like that really cool expansion that was like all mystical and, you know, Norse mythology type stuff. And then there was even Assassin's Creed Origins that also had you going up against like a bunch of like, you know, Egyptian gods and stuff. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm curious about Assassin's Creed's their Awaji expansion. I don't even know, where is Awaji at? Is that even a location? What even is Awaji? Okay, it's an island. Okay, so it certainly seems like they're doing perhaps like, what was the expansion for Ghost of Tsushima? Like Iki Island expansion. Was Awaji Island in, so was a, okay. So Awaji Island we will travel there. We couldn't go there with the initial game release. So that's cool. So we will be able to explore Awaji Island. I think there's actually videos of people going out of bounds. Yeah, so this video right here, somebody actually went out of bounds to explore Awaji Island. Oh, so this dude's like there. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So Awaji Island is technically there. We just have to, you know, wait and see what it's going to be about. Again, really curious. Hopefully it like brings more of that mystical and mythology vibe, or not. I'd be fine with it either way. Like, it seems like they're a new faction, maybe the Awaji people or whatever they're called. Yeah, cool.
We are planning free story drops, which will include new abilities.
Okay, free story drops, sounds good.
New activities, as well as flesh out some of the backstories of your fan favorite characters that perhaps need a little more screen time.
Yeah.
The first story drop is titled The Works of Louis Froyce.
Oh, see, okay. One of my things in my my coverage of Assassin's Creed Shadows was I thought that Louis didn't have any like there was no screen time. Like, where was this character? So it seems like they teased him at the beginning, you know, said, hey, you know, he's going to be featured later. And then that's why we didn't get any information about him, because there's, you know, story content that we're going to get. So
Jesuit scholar who has done extensive work on literature and accounts of the period.
Your feedback has been a core focus of the team throughout development, and that's not stopping now that Shadows is released. Regular title updates are coming, each with impactful additions and changes based on your feedback and requests, with some bug fixes to continue refining the experience across all platforms.
For instance, one of the most requested features
the
parkour enthusiasts out there We've been working on a first parkour update that will be coming later this May.
So they're making parkour better.
100% confirm that we're adding a height-gaining back eject as well as a fully reanimated height-gaining side eject.
Yes.
And
so basically they're bringing stuff that was in previous Assassin's Creed games and they're finally bringing it to this game. That's a good step.
Parkour interaction, which is called the vertical ledge jump to grab.
Oh my God, dude, that would, oh, dude. The vertical ledge jump was one of the worst parts of the parkour in this game. The fact that you would have to run up to a wall and you try to do a vertical jump and you have to find a place to grapple hook. I'm like, what is the point in this game? Like, what are we doing here? So that's going to be a really nice quality of life update, even though I already beat the game and I'll probably be back for the Claws of Awaji, but I don't know how much I'm going to be playing after that. So
when a wall run is not an option.
Yeah.
Also in May, we'll be expanding the photo mode with new filters and features,
W,
new character
photo mode
poses and
W,
facial expressions, and a new way to add ambient music to give you more options when it comes to capturing the beauty of feudal Japan.
We'll be releasing our second community feedback updates, which will allow you to customize your immersion even further. This will allow you to turn off individual visual effects, such as glints on weapons during combat, assassination filters, ability filters, as well as turn off the outlines around your characters during stealth sections.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We're also expanding our alarm system, which you've experienced in castles, but now we bring it into the open world with more challenge. Future updates will add the ability to toggle your headgear on or off during cutscenes.
Good.
We're also adding a pretty fleshed out New Game Plus mode, which will significantly—
Oh my gosh, New Game Plus. Okay, so maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's going to be a reason for me to go back to the game and play the original story. New Game Plus is a good way to do that. That's what I don't understand with a lot of these game developers that are constantly releasing their games. It's like, just give us NG Plus. Like, there's so many games that deserve and should have it, like Cyberpunk 2077. That's a game that is ripe for NG Plus. But I mean, the developers are just like, we've already made a game that's perfectly fine. Like, there's so much customization and the ability to, you know, replay the game multiple times. It has that replayability factor, so they don't really need NG Plus. But for a game like this one, I think that would be nice. So W.
Cap. And for all of you hardcore fiends out there, we're already hard at work on adding a new difficulty settings for both combat and stealth coming later in June. None of you will be unscathed.
In June, so they're gonna have like perhaps like a hardcore mode. Maybe that's what they're gonna call it, or something else.
When we have them locked in, as well as tell you about what each update will contain. So sit tight and get ready to take your Shadows experience to a whole new level.
Until then, don't forget to track down the Animus anomalies around Japan, complete projects, and visit the exchange for free gear and items for Assassin's Creed Shadows. You can expect more Animus content to come this summer.
Well, that's all we can share for now. So be sure to follow and subscribe to our channels to keep up to date on all the newest info for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Be sure to join our official Discord server and tell us what you want, how you feel, and drop your wildest suggestions for things we should tackle in the near future.
Happy hunting, Assassins.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're getting Claws of Awaji. Let's actually pull this up. The Claws of Awaji expansion is the one that is going to bring me back to the game. I'm sure that if there's some updates that are in there that might bring you guys back to the game as well. But for me, the biggest one is the expansion. But first, I'd like to just go through the year one post-launch roadmap. They already kind of went through it in the video, but okay, so we have the story drops. That's fine. New difficulty settings. Cool. Photo mode updates. I probably won't use it that much, but that's fine. A New Game Plus, probably the biggest W of this whole thing. Community feedback updates, which I kind of like that they're doing like that. That's pretty sick. A special collaboration, so we don't know about that. Maybe they're going to do some other stuff. It's interesting. Who knows? Who cares? Parkour updates. So this right here, they're just bringing the game back to how it should be. You know, how other Assassin's Creed games are already. Specific feature updates, it's fine. Codex, store drops. They always got to, they always got to get them store drops in there. New items in exchange, new rewards and projects. Okay, that's cool. Okay, but like I said, the biggest thing for me is Claws of Awaji. I think that, like, if you see this, it looks solid. So according to this, the Claws of Awaji expansion is going to be pretty interesting. They said, discover the upcoming expansion of Assassin's Creed Shadows, travel to a distinctive region, the island of Awaji, a place of mysterious beauty, reclaim a lost treasure while avoiding the traps and ambushes of deadly new foes. Feel the tension of being hunted by a new faction threatening the mysterious island of Awaji. Master the bow, a new weapon type for Naue. Unlock new skills, gears, abilities, and over 10 hours of additional content available later in 2025. So then learn more about Claws of Awaji, explore a mysterious island, embark on a completely new adventure as Naoe and Yasuke, and travel to the mysterious island of Awaji beyond Osaka Bay. As the pair scour the new region seeking to reclaim a lost treasure, they are hunted relentlessly by deadly new foes. Securing the object in Japan's future won't be easy, with all of the traps and ambushes putting our protagonists at risks. And then they said, from hunter to hunted, on the island Naoe and Yasuke will be relentlessly hunted by a group of people, a new faction, the Sanzuka Ipa, I think it is. Hide from your trackers and outwit them by avoiding the traps and ambushes set by those deadly new foes and hunt them down on your own terms. So yeah, from everything we've seen about this new expansion, it certainly seems like Claws of Awaji could be a good experience. It's about 10 hours, so it's not going to be like anything groundbreaking, but the fact that it's free if you pre-order is pretty awesome. I'm curious to see what the pricing will be like if you didn't pre-order the game. Like if you just bought it at launch or like after launch, how much will this cost? If I were to guess, I would say probably like 10, maybe 15 bucks or maybe more. It's hard saying. But yeah, the year one expansion looks pretty solid. I'm a bit skeptical on it. I feel like this is not enough content, but it could end up being enough content. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I am rooting for them. I really hope it goes out in their favor. So we'll have to wait and see. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe with your notifications on. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.